So, word on the street is Stephen A. Smith is back on the podcast saying some more dumb shit.
Kyrie's a good brother. We used to butt heads because he missed work too damn much. And I'm like, yo, man, this brother's electrifying. I want to see this brother dancing on the basketball court. I don't want to hear no shit about no COVID vaccine. Get your ass on the court. I need to see you. Now, obviously, in hindsight, the brother right, because we see all the conspiracy theories that come out, and props to him for having the foresight to see.
First off, what was Kyrie Irving right about specifically? What does that mean when he says that, by the way? And number two, what do you mean, hey, do this because I want to see you play? And number two, you wanted to see Kyrie Irving play. That's the good enough excuse for you to talk bad about the man on television and tell the man he ought to retire because he's making a decision for his body because it's his choice. And you were so offended by that because you wanted to see him cross over Euro lay that you went on national television and said, you should retire.
We didn't see that at the time. And then, but you also have to understand, I'm living in a world where you got cats making 38, 40, 45 million. You got GMs and owners complaining about it. And you got billionaires looking me in the face and saying, yo, Stephen A., I took that damn vaccine. Who the hell are they not to take the vaccine? And we're living in a
they're their own self. What do you mean? Am I pro that? No, I'm not saying, but I am saying you have to let people do what they want to do to themselves. That's number one. And number two, haven't you already come out and said the problem is because he had Stephen A. and Kyrie's dad had some issue? He let that spill into how he talked about Kyrie Irving. Hasn't he already said this? Public? Has he not already said, hey, my coverage on Kyrie Irving became negative because me and his dad had a problem, and so I was talking crazy about him because of that? Mind you, Stephen A. is supposed to be an objective journalist. How many times has he let his feelings get in the way of his job? Now he just comes out and says, I don't like LeBron. He says it out loud, but we're supposed to believe that your analysis or your take on it is objective when you've said it. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this is him saying it again.
Let me get to LeBron. I don't like his not a little bit. You do not understand the links this man would go to. This dates back more than a decade. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. He might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted. The things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's some low. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced, that I had stayed with ESPN. Go back and look at the camera angle. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. This is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him in his face?
Stephen A's ego is so hurt and bothered that we saw that video of what looked like LeBron sunning him. And so now he has a problem. Now it was only that one camera angle. What about the other camera angle? I think they saying it's Flight Mike that took the video. So LeBron James knows somebody that knows Flight Mike. LeBron James know Flight Mike to go to set something up and record. LeBron James know Flight Mike.
You see the back of my peanut head. I know this, but I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do that angle. This is my business.
I ask you straight up, do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there too?
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you. Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles.
Stephen A tries to do this gotcha moment about this situation where it's like, oh, LeBron, you're not really mad that I said something about Bron. You're mad that I said something about your parenting of him, as if that's two completely different things and those two things don't intertwine with each other. Okay, You were talking about my son. You was talking about how I deal with my son, which is still involving my son. Same difference. Same difference. He tries to make this like his gotcha moment on this situation. I wasn't talking about Bronny. I was talking about how you parent Bronny. That still ain't none of your business. I don't need your parental input on what I'm doing with my child. That's not some grand point, Stephen A. You're not making any kind of distinction, Stephen A. Oh my goodness, he keeps making this point like it makes sense.
Lakers. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night. That father-son moment with Ken Griffey and Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game. Standing up, clapping. No problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey. If you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him.
Mind you, getting cooked is part of being a young player in the NBA. Oh my goodness. He got cooked by one of the better guards in the league in Tyrese Maxey. We just saw, shout out, matter of fact, it's game day right now. Shout out my Houston Rockets. In that first half, it's halftime. The first half of the game, we saw Reed Shepherd repeatedly get cooked by Lou Dort. He was the third overall pick. Getting cooked as a young player is part of your chops in the league, bruh. Earning your chop. Oh my goodness, you're putting him through what young players go through in the league. Yeah, okay, he was getting cooked by Tyrese Maxey. It happens. Is he going to figure it out? Is he going to fold? Is he going to figure it out? Gotta see. Gotta watch.
But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. The last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside. If you sat up there and said, yo, LeBron pissed off, he need to talk to you man to man, and I was in New York, what would I do? I'd be on the next plane to LA. And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat McAfee? You gonna come on my channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. Yo.
Your channel, your network, the ego on this one is, the ego on Stephen A is crazy. The ego is ridiculous. Your network. And you didn't call and ask LeBron because you say what you said publicly. So I got to call and ask you. Stephen A is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, he is the face of the channel. That is not your channel, sir. That is not your network, sir. What are we doing? Stephen A yet again letting his ego get the best of him and saying some more dumb shit. That's all Stephen A doing right. I don't know if Stephen A got a book coming out. I don't know if he's on, I don't know. I don't know. Everywhere he go, he talking about LeBron and saying some more foolish. Let me know what you think down there in the comments, man. Why do you think Stephen A is going podcast to podcast saying foolishness? Make sure you hit that description. Make sure you click all of those links in the description. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. And make sure you hit that link to that playback room so you can join us as we are currently right now watching OKC versus the Rockets. And we'll be here all NBA season long. And until next time, it's been real.